Okay, great. Ken, tell us a little bit about what was it like to be in the booth calling that game against the Avalanche back in 1997?
Well, it was kind of like a three-ring circus because it all started with Larry Onoff and Forsberg, two guys that usually don't go at it, and then they tied each other up. The next thing you know, McCarty goes after Lemieux, and then Shanahan goes after Juan, and Juan goes after Vernon. And so there was so much going on the ice that you had to have eyes in the back of your head, and trying to describe everything was like being at a circus, the three-ring circus. You're calling one thing, then you got to call another thing, then you got to call another thing, and it was just, it was a wild, wild night. And when I think back, this was the game that really propelled the Red Wings. It really put them over the hump because they were so good for so many years. But this one really, I thought, brought them together as a team, and they went on to win the Stanley Cup.
Fantastic. But then you were in the booth again calling the Cup final. And what was it like to be in the Cup for that game when they finally brought the Cup back home after over 40 years? And then also, you didn't have the chance to call the game-winning goal because you handed the mic over to Bruce Martin.
Well, Bruce Martin has always been my idol. And growing up as a kid living here in Detroit, I listened to Bud Lynch and Bruce Martin. Those were the two guys. And I've got nothing but respect for both Bud and Bruce. And Bruce, it was nice to be able to invite him back into the booth. And he called, I don't know, 4 or 5 Stanley Cup finals, but the Red Wings never won. So for him to be able to call a cup-winning goal, and for me to be in the booth with my idol, my hero as a broadcaster, it was just an unbelievable night. And of course, to win the Stanley Cup, first one after 42 years. And I always used to think as a kid growing up in Detroit, are the Red Wings ever going to win a Stanley Cup? And little did I know that, you know, as maybe the man upstairs would have it, that I would be calling the Stanley Cup championship. So it was a wonderful night for me, an experience I'll never forget.